Life is beautiful.
The Theo Bros Podcast.
Yo, how we doing? I am Mike Theo.
I am Nick Theo.
And you are listening to the Theo Bros Podcast.
We can count on daily wisdom to get your mind right.
So you know that new thing, it's kind of like UFC, but instead of like fighting in the octagon, they just slap the crap out of each other. Like you just stand there and you have to like brace yourself and then the other person, I forget what it's called.
Slap boxing? Or
I don't know if it's slap boxing.
I don't know. I've seen the viral videos on Instagram.
Okay, so there are times where people get so like slapped so hard that they actually just fall down completely. Like they get knocked the hell out, open hand slap. Well, I was out to dinner, and you were there with me, with a good friend of mine, Alex Coleman, and I felt like I was in that slap boxing thing because he said something that slapped me so hard that I literally fell to the ground. So we're having this conversation. I'm complaining to him about how I feel like we're working our butts off with this podcast and we're like showing up consistently. It's been a year now and I'm just like at that point where I don't know what to do. And I'm just like complaining to him and I'm saying like I'm lost and yada, yada, yada. I'm just going on and on venting to him. And he turns to me and he goes, either quit or shut up. And I was like, what? He said, are you going to quit? I said, no. He said, are you ready to quit and let everyone else see how much like of an embarrassment you are? Like how embarrassed you'll feel once you quit? I said, no, I'm obviously not going to quit. He said, all right, so then shut up and figure out how you're going to make this thing work. And I sat there and at first I was a little angry, I'm not going to lie, but I felt like he was 1,000% right. And immediately an image came to mind. It was like, you know, in the cartoons where like, there's a character who's being pushed to the edge of a cliff, like in a sword fight or something, and the people are pushing him further and further and further to the edge of the cliff. Well, that was like my problems, pushing me further and further and further to the edge of this cliff. And rather than fighting back or jumping off the cliff, I was literally just staring down.
You're trying to fight while looking back at the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, basically. Or I was basically doing nothing. So it was time for me to either jump off the cliff, get off of this thing entirely and quit, or to fight back and to just be totally committed to fighting back.
Yeah.
And so I came up with this thing called the cliff rule, which means decide or quit. There is no in between. Commit or quit. There is no in between.
Quit or commit.
Commit or quit. Quit or commit.
I like it. So I just need to preface everything you said by saying, Alex Coleman, the friend that you're talking about,
is the kindest person.
Actually the kindest person in the world, and did not say it in that tone.
No, I cinematized the story for effect.
But yes, he did push something inside of you to get you to realize that you were looking at this situation probably not in the best way.
Really what I was in a victim mentality. I was in that place where I was like, woe is me, feeling bad for myself, thinking that someone or something will come save me if I just complain about this thing long enough. But in the end, no one cares. No one is coming to save me. No one is coming to help me. And at the end of the day, I'm the one who chose this path. It's not like I was forced into this thing. I'm the one who chose this thing. And so it's time for me to either decide that this is what I want, because this is what I decided I wanted and I knew it was going to be hard, or get off the train, quit. Jump off the cliff.
Yeah.
Just stop fighting and just literally quit. And I you know, it was interesting though, as I was preparing for this episode, there are times in my life where I was in this position,
had to jump,
and quitting was actually the right move.
What time was that?
So I was playing high school football, and you played high school football. My older brother, our oldest brother also played high school football. So I started playing high school football, and you guys had this amazing coach. I didn't have this amazing coach. I had a totally different coach. We all went to the same school, but I had a totally different experience than you guys. So for 2.5 years, I was forcing things. I became the captain of the football team, but I really woke up every day miserable to have to go to practice, miserable to have to go to these games. I hated what I was doing. And it got to the point where it was like I was showing up miserable as the captain. I was once again in this cliff. Like, do I jump or do I fight? Either way, you have to choose one and just commit to it.
Yeah.
And I ultimately decided this wasn't for me. I'm going to jump off. This wasn't the fight that was mine.
Yeah.
This was a fight that was not mine.
I've been there too with the college football story that I've given before with the refereeing. But I think to summarize what you're saying, it's not necessarily you need to commit. You just need to decide between committing or quitting. And quitting, like, often gets a bad rap, but it's not necessarily bad.
Yeah.
It's looking at the situation and analyzing it objectively to see if it's the right time to do that. So I wanted to ask you one question as I was preparing for this episode was, is it okay to vent? What is the difference between venting and complaining? Because I do think personally that there is a place for venting.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have an answer to that question?
Venting, I think you do once. And you do it with someone you're very
like
close.
with intention. Like
With
you literally
intention of-
create a space to vent.
I just need to get this off my chest.
Yeah.
And
then once you do,
and
you're
then
like,
once
all right,
you do,
thank you for listening.
that's it. If you keep saying it after that, now you have officially
Complaining.
turned it into a complaint.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I think the venting is healthy. So it's not necessarily complaining is.
Well, so here's a good distinction. So when I was at dinner with Alex, I was venting to him. I wasn't complaining.
Yeah.
But prior to that venting session, I had been complaining internally for weeks. Like I'd been fighting this reality, like feeling bad for myself and complaining, like, why is this so hard? And I couldn't take it anymore. And he was so right. He's like, all right, either quit or shut the hell up. Like, stop complaining. Go back to work and figure it out. And I think that really is the thing. It's like you said, we're not saying to quit. We're not saying to commit. We're saying stop freaking complaining and either do one of those two things.
Yeah. I mean, indecision is the thief of opportunity in this situation. Every moment you go by in limbo is stealing your energy from you. It's depleting time. You.
All right. So let's
wrap it up. Call to action.
Call to action.
What do you got?
I'm going. The call to action for today is to pick something that you have been complaining about in your life. Pick something that you've been resisting and make this decision. Either commit wholeheartedly to that thing or quit. So here's an example. Let's say you've been trying to lose weight and it's been really challenging for you to lose weight. And you're starting to complain about how hard it is for you to lose weight because you have all these excuses. You don't have time, yada, yada, yada. Either stop trying to lose weight and just accept that you're going to be at this weight and that's totally okay. Or commit and stop making excuses and get the damn thing done. That's one little example, but there are so many different things that people listening might be dealing with that this can be applied to. So either commit to that thing or jump off the cliff and get out of that thing. That's the call to action.
I like it. Thanks for hanging out with us. We love you.
Peace.
Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. If you're new here, we share daily mindset motivation in 10 minutes or less. So if that's your vibe, hit subscribe or check out another episode right here.